Hello, how you guys doing? I am becoming J Mel. You guys can call me Jay. So, one of the things I want to talk about today would be boosting your credit score without paying for one of the big companies like Lexington Law or someone to do it for you. Just little things that you can do on your own to help improve your credit score. Um, One of the things that I use is Experian Boost. I pay my utility bill, my cable bill, um, any bill that I have that can be paid online. I most definitely pay it. I have a free Experian account. I link my bank account to Experian, and every month I get a boost for paying bills that I pay anyway on time through Experian. Something else I use is Self-Lender. I have done it twice already. I am doing my second run right now. I the first time I did, I think the $24 a month. This time I am doing the $50 a month for the 12 months. Basically, what you're doing is you are giving yourself a loan. So you are putting money into a monthly account every month through Self Lender. Basically, they let all three credit bureaus know that you have a loan with them, and they will report on time payments monthly. If it gets to a point where you cannot pay, it does just like it would with a regular loan. It will show that you missed a month or you missed payments. After missing, I want to say three payments, they will cut you a check, or if you have your bank account linked, they will refund you the money that you have put into your account minus the interest rate that they charge for doing so. If you go the full term, I mean, they still charge you an interest rate just like a loan, like a regular loan would. That is how they make their money, but it most definitely does boost your credit score. I used it about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic hit, and my credit score started out as like a 460. When I got done, it was like a 609. That is not great credit. It is not even fair credit, but is most definitely better than having poor or a bad credit. So that was a little bit over 100 point increase. Something else I use is Rent Track. I make sure that I pay my rent through my bank using Venmo, and I link that to, of course, my bank account. I do pay Rent Track $9.99 a month. Um, and they also do your utilities. They will go back 2 years. You do have to pay $10 for every month that you go back, but they actually report to TransUnion and Equifax. Um, for making monthly on time payments. It most definitely does boost your credit score up from using those. Something else that I use other than Rent Track and Self Lender is right now I do have a Credit Sesame, and I also have a Chime Credit Builder card. So basically, what I do, I am a server. As I have told you guys before, so I do get tips daily. Um, I put aside what I'm going to put aside for my bank account, and I let that money sit in the bank. But for everyday purchases that I make, I do add money to my Chime account and my Credit Sesame account, and they report to the credit bureaus as if I have a credit card, and it boosts my credit up. It shows that I make on time payments every time I add money to my account. It does not charge you extra to use either of those. It's basically like you have a secured credit card, but the amount that you put in is the amount that you are able to use, and it does not charge you an interest rate of any sort every month. They just pretty much basically um, report to the credit bureaus. I also make sure I keep a balance on each one of those cards. That way, the credit utilization rate that I have is up and it shows that I am using less than I am spending. So, those are just a few of the ways that you can build credit. Um, I most definitely do not apply for a bunch of credit cards of any sort. I do have a Capital One Platinum card that I use. Um, I don't really use it. If I do, I'll probably like fill up my gas tank, which is like 35 bucks. I'll pay $35 as soon as I use it with either my Credit Sesame or my Chime card. And then will not use it again. And then at the end of the month, I will pay probably like $5 or $10 as well to make sure that is showing that I am paying my credit card bill on time and frequently. That most definitely boosts my score up. It kind of also tricks the credit card system into making them think that you are paying twice a month, which I mean, it's not really tricking them, but at the same time, it is because you are getting more by doing it that way. I do not use my debit card. I do have a bank debit card. I use it. Let me rephrase that because I said I do not use it. I do use it, but I try to use it at a minimum. Um, I try to let the system work for me versus me working for the system. Um, I most definitely um, I most definitely like do everything that I can to boost my credit so that if I need to use my credit for anything that I can, then it is there for me to use. I do not make really big purchases on items unless it is a absolute need. Um, I most definitely I try to for the most part, I do try to pay for everything. I guess I would say with cash, but it's not really as with cash because I'm either going to use my Chime credit builder card or my Credit Sesame credit builder card to make large purchases. So those are most definitely things I do to try to make sure that my credit is working for me. There are also a lot of bad credit habits that I have broken that I no longer use. I will share those with you as well. One of those things that I do is I do not use Rent a Center or errands. I am so sorry if you guys are one of those people that use those companies. I am not saying that they are bad companies. They are most definitely really, really good companies. But I feel like if you cannot afford to purchase it or put it on your credit account, that you should not use it. For one, they charge extremely high interest rates. So for a 65-inch TV that that's probably, I'll say anywhere from 600 to 1,000, if not lower, you're probably going to pay about 1,500 to 2,000 just for having it in your home. And let's say you can't make your payments, they will work with you. They will work with you for as long as that they can, for as long as it allows them to work with you. But if you are 11 months in and you lose your job and you no longer can make those payments, you lose that TV and those payments that you put in on it, whether it's a TV, a living room set, a washer, or a dryer. Instead, what I suggest you do as I most definitely would go to find a company that does layaway, maybe. If you don't have the best credit in the world and you can't really finance, or if instead of doing a lease to own or a rent to own, I would use a company like I know Walmart, like once a year, they have where they have layaway. Um, so you can lay away it out save up for the year, probably put $5 here, $5 there. Then at the end of the year, layaway it. I think it's about 12 weeks that they allow you to do it. I know some years it starts in August, some years in September. You can lay away it until it's yours. That way you're not paying an interest rate on it, or if you can't afford to make the payment, you can most definitely like have extra time to finish making the payment. And if you just can't catch up and can't make the payment at all, you will lose $10, maybe $20, but you'll get your stuff back. Burlington is another company that actually allows you to do layaway. So a lot of times it is a um, department store. What Burlington does is they get out of season items from a lot of different name brand clothing lines and factories, and they sell them for a discounted rate. So you can most definitely go to Burlington to shop for like Levi, Nike, Reebok, Puma, um, and you can use that to work for you. If you cannot afford to like do it all at once, you most definitely can do layaway with them to kind of help alleviate some of the financial burden of just spending like 400 or 500 bucks if you don't have it. um those are things that I do to like help with my credit, because even if you do rent from rent lease to own from Aaron's or Rent a Center, or I don't know any of the companies that may be in your area that do lease to own, but it does not help with your credit. Even if you put it on some of those sites, like I said before, like Experian Boost or Rent Track, it does not build your credit. It does not help with your credit. But if you do not pay it, it most definitely will go on your credit, and it also will hurt your credit if they have to repossess your stuff. Um, you can do a spending folder as well. They have a 52-week one. They have a budgeting planner that you can use to kind of help you like see where your finances are, so that if you need to make a major purchase on something, you can, versus putting it on your credit file and getting a hard inquiry on your report. A lot of times we have hard inquiries, or we'll like see that our credit score is good and we're like, oh, I'm going to get a car. Oh, I'm going to get a house. Oh, I'm going to get a phone. And we don't realize that those hard inquiries actually affect our credit. And it takes 2 years for them to fall off. Granted, it after you've gotten it, like the first couple months is when it hits your credit the hardest. A couple months after that, it does not really affect your credit as much, but it is there for other companies to see that you applied for credit, whether you got the credit or not. So, those are just a couple helpful tips that should most definitely boost your credit score, whether it's by 5, 50, 100, or 200 points, versus you spending a bunch of money to a company like Lexington Law to take a bunch of things off of your credit, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting those things off of your credit if you choose to go that way. But what you want to do is create healthy credit and show that you are responsible with credit as well. So even once you get all those things off of your credit, a lot of the times you will see that even though you got it off your credit, it left you with no credit, which once you get credit, at that point it's considered poor or bad credit if you don't have anything on there. So you may not have like a 430 something or 50 something like I started out with, but you will most definitely still have like in the low 500s, which is still considered really bad or poor credit. Right now, I am 4 points away from a 700 credit score. I am really excited about it. Um, I do not have a new car. I do not have a brand new phone. I most definitely am trying to live in my means. I drive a 2006 Ford Focus. It is completely paid for. My phone, I did buy it with the money that I put into my Chime Credit Builder account. Not only did I, um, not only does that money come from my Chime Credit Builder account, but I also make my monthly payments on my Credit Sesame Credit Builder account. That way, I am getting a double dose. It's basically showing that I am making on time payments to a company that does not report that I am making on time payments. And it is also showing that I am using a credit card that is basically not a credit card, it's basically a credit builder card. But again, those are some ways that I build my credit, and it helped me without going to Lexington Law or any of the other credit builder companies. If you have some ways that can help other people as well build their credit without going to any of these big companies and paying $200 or $300 a month, please leave it in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I am becoming J Mel.